of the quadratic form is called canonical forms, or many times people call it the sum of the square form. So our problem is to, given a quadratic form, we want to reduce it to the canonical form, that is the sum of the square forms. That means we want to remove the cross product terms. So how it can be done? So as we have noted down, the matrix of the quadratic form is symmetric matrix, and the square terms coefficients goes on diagonal, and rest of the coefficients of the cross product terms are on the non-diagonal entries. So non-diagonal entries are, so if you diagonalize the symmetric matrix, then all the non-diagonal entries are 0, so that the corresponding quadratic form will be canonical form, that is, it has only square terms. So how to do that let us see. So what to call the canonical form? So a representation of quadratic form in new variables in which there is no cross product term of variables. Such a representation is called canonical form, or often it is called sum of squares forms. So how do we do that? That given a quadratic form Q is equal to x transpose A x, that is given quadratic form where A is a symmetric matrix. Now for symmetric matrix we will find out the model matrix P, that is orthogonal matrix P, which will diagonalize the matrix A, and we obtain the orthogonally similar matrix D to the matrix A, and that matrix will be a diagonal matrix. Now we define the new variables y1, y2, yn via the orthogonal transformations x is equal to py. Then observe that the Q will be transformed into new variables y transpose dy. When expanded, it will be lambda 1 y1 squared plus lambda 2 y2 squared up to lambda n yn squared, where lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n are the diagonal entries of the D, and also they are the eigenvalues. So what we will do is simply just find out we carried out the orthogonal diagonalization on the corresponding symmetric matrix A. When we could diagonalize the matrix A, we take the transformations x is equal to py, which will convert the quadratic form into new variables, say y is, and that quadratic form will only have the square terms, because where we use the diagonal similar diagonal matrix, and the diagonal matrix has only diagonal entries, so that we have only square terms. So procedure to reduce the quadratic form to its canonical form. So whenever we are given the quadratic form, we first of all identify the real symmetric matrix associated with the quadratic form, as we have seen. So we will find out the associated symmetric matrix. Then we orthogonally diagonalize the given real symmetric matrix via orthogonal transformations. So we will have now the model matrix P that will diagonalize the matrix A. Now we take, using this model matrix P, we apply the orthogonal transformations, say x is equal to py on the given quadratic form. So as follows, we carry out this operation as follows. So the given quadratic form is in the variable x. So Q is equal to x transpose A x. Now we replaced x, we want to replace x is equal to py, so that py transpose A py. Now and by associative property of matrices we have, and the properties of transposition, we have y transpose P transpose A py. So associating the middle terms, middle matrices P transpose AP, and that P transpose AP is the diagonal matrix, therefore we have y transpose dy. So in order to get the sum of the square forms, we apply the orthogonal transformations, say x is equal to py, where P is the model matrix which diagonalizes the matrix A. So this is equivalent diagonalization problem. So let us look at the example that we will clarify the we go into the detail. That reduce the quadratic form 6x1 squared plus 3x2 squared plus 3x3 squared minus 4x1 x2 plus 4x1 x3 minus 2x2 x3 to its canonical form by orthogonal transformations. So what is our first step? In the first step we will find out the associated real symmetric matrix. So this is the, when we write down the quadratic form into matrix form, Q is equal to X transpose AX, we have A is equal to 6 minus 2 2 minus 2 3 minus 1 2 minus 1 3, and X is the column vector x1 x2 x3. See here, A is the real symmetric matrix. So now in the second step we will find out the eigenvalues of this matrix A. So when you find out the eigenvalues of A, so eigenvalues of A are lambda is equal to 2, 2 and 8. These are the eigenvalues. Here eigenvalues are getting repeated so that we will find out. So as we have seen the orthogonal diagonalization process, we will find out three eigenvectors, say u1, u2, u3, and then we normalize them. So the normalized vectors are, say, w1, w2, w3. By putting them into the columns one by one, we get the model matrix P, that will be a orthogonal matrix and that will diagonalize orthogonally A. So the model matrix is here. Now using this model matrix we take the we diagonalize the matrix A. So the diagonal matrix will be of this form: 2, 2 and 8 is the diagonal and the rest of the elements are 0. This is the diagonal matrix. Now we take the orthogonal transformations X is equal to Py, we apply it on the quadratic form Q, so that we have Y transpose dy, and when you again transform your quadratic form, that is, what is the situation here? Just see that our quadratic form Q were of this form, that is Q is now applying, we get the Y transpose dy. So Y transpose is simply y1, y2, y3, and the matrix D were 2 0 0 0 2 0, and the third row is 0 0 8, and the column y1, y2, y3. The transformation, which transformations we are applying? We are applying the transformations X is equal to Py. We get the quadratic form in this form, and when you expand this, so let us find out the product. So the product will be 2 y1 squared plus 2 y2 squared plus 8 y3 squared. So this is the Q, and observe that this quadratic transformations Q will be having only the square terms, there is no product term. So this form of the quadratic form is called canonical form, and this is how we get the canonical form of the given quadratic form. The next topic is to find index signature of the quadratic form. So the index number is defined as of the quadratic form. So the index is the number of positive terms in the canonical form of the given quadratic form. So whatever the quadratic form is given, reduce it to the canonical form, and in the canonical form count the positive terms. That number of positive terms will give you the index of the quadratic form. So see what are the terms in the canonical form. So the terms in the canonical form are obtained using the eigenvalues. So you can equivalently say the index number of the quadratic form is the number of positive eigenvalues of the corresponding symmetric matrix A. Similarly, we define the signature. Signature is different between positive terms and negative terms in the canonical form. We have total terms n, in which we have p positive terms, and suppose we say n, then the negative terms are the total terms n minus say k, so that we have total 2p minus r, where r is the rank of A. So either you can find the signature by this formula 2p minus r, or what we can do is the similar statement is different between positive and negative terms in the canonical form, and the positive and negative terms in the canonical form are depend on eigenvalues. So it is equivalent to say the signature of the quadratic form is the difference number of positive eigenvalues and negative eigenvalues. Suppose your matrix has two positive eigenvalues and one of the eigenvalue is negative, then this difference is 2 minus 1 is 1. So the signature is 1. So this is how we find out the signature. Now definiteness, that is class of the quadratic form. So positive definite, negative definite and indefinite. So if all the eigenvalues are positive, then we call positive definite quadratic form. If all the eigenvalues are negative, then the quadratic form is called negative definite. If it has the mixture of eigenvalues, that is positive and negative eigenvalues both, then such a quadratic form is called indefinite. Then positive semi-definite. So if at least, that is, it has non-negative eigenvalues, that is at least one eigenvalue is 0 and the rest of the eigenvalues are positive, then that is called positive semi-definite. Similarly, negative semi-definite is at least one eigenvalue is 0 and the rest of the eigenvalues are negative. So from the eigenvalues of the associated matrix, we can determine the definiteness of the given quadratic form as well as the index and signature. So that can be done. These are the examples for finding index, signature and the definiteness. So all four are the different quadratic forms. So let me give you just a hint that how to find the signature and the definiteness. So here in the first quadratic form, we have total 3 eigenvalues 1, 3 and 4. All 3 eigenvalues are positive. Therefore, this is positive definite quadratic form. Also, there is no negative eigenvalue or 0 eigenvalue. Therefore, we have total 3 positive terms in the canonical form. So the index is 3. So the signature is 0 because no negative terms. In the second quadratic form, we have total 3 eigenvalues 3, minus 3 and 9, 2 positive eigenvalue and 1 negative eigenvalue. Therefore, index is 2, signature is difference, that is 2 minus 1 is 1. So signature is 1, and here mixture of positive and negative eigenvalues, therefore it is indefinite quadratic form. In the third one, when you calculate the eigenvalues, you will get all the eigenvalues are negative. Therefore, index 0, negative definite, and the signature is 3. In the fourth one, we have total 3 eigenvalues. They are non-negative. Therefore, that is here one eigenvalue is 0 and the remaining eigenvalues are positive. Therefore, it is positive semi-definite, and the total terms will be total positive terms will be 2. There is no negative term. So the index is 2 and the signature is also 2 minus 0 is 2. So this is how we find out the signature, index and all. So in the today's lecture, we have seen the diagonalization process, orthogonal diagonalization process, its application to quadratic forms, and also we have seen how the diagonalization process is helpful for finding the powers of the higher powers of the matrices. And these are the reference books, good reference books for the refer for the interested students. One is by Anton, Elementary Linear Algebra, and the other one is by Gilbert Strang. And there is very good book by for the interactive linear algebra, and there are also applications are also given in these books. Thank you for your patience.